All right, let's dive in. Today, we're going to talk about one of the most powerful, and let's be real, one of the most feared topics in all of C++, pointers. Now I know, just hearing the word can make some programmers nervous. But stick with me, because by the end of this, you're going to see them not as something scary, but as a seriously essential tool in your coding toolkit.
So let me just start by asking you a question. When you think about C++, what's that one feature that gives you almost godlike control over the machine, but also has the power to cause the most spectacular system-crashing bugs if you're not paying attention?
You got it. Pointers. They are absolutely the key to writing super high-performance code, but man, they demand your respect.
Okay, so here's our game plan. We're going to start with a basic truth. Every variable has a home address in memory. Then we'll get properly introduced to the pointer itself. After that, we'll see why they are so darn important by looking at dynamic memory management. And finally, we'll talk about the scary stuff, the dangers, and exactly how to avoid them.
First things first, before we can even talk about pointers, we have to get our heads around a really simple, fundamental concept about how computers actually work.
So every single variable you create in your code, I don't care if it's a number, a character, a huge object, whatever, it has to live somewhere in your computer's memory. And that somewhere is called a memory address. The best way to think about it is, it's literally like a street address for a house. It's a totally unique location where you can go to find a specific piece of data. So how do we find out what this address is? Well, C++ gives us a handy little tool for that, the address of operator, which is just the ampersand symbol. So if you've got a variable called num, sticking that ampersand in front of it, like AND_num, doesn't give you the value inside num. Instead, it tells you the exact address where num is being stored. Okay, so now that we know addresses are a thing, we can finally introduce the star of our show, the tool that's built specifically to work with them.
So what is a pointer? It's a special kind of variable. Its whole purpose in life isn't to hold data, like a number or a string. Nope, its entire job is to hold a memory address. So while a normal int x variable holds a value, an int star ptr holds the location of a value. It literally points to where the real data is.
Using a pointer is kind of like a three-step dance. First, you declare it. You got to tell the compiler what kind of address it's going to hold, like an int star for the address of an integer. Second, you assign an address to it, usually with that ampersand operator we just met. And third, when you want to get the actual value that the pointer is pointing to, you dereference it using the asterisk. That's how you say, give me the data at this address.
Let's see this in action. It's actually pretty simple. So look here. We create a regular old integer x and give it the value 25. Then we declare a pointer, ptr, that's designed to hold the address of an integer. And then here's the magic moment. ptr equals AND_x. We are literally taking the address of x and putting that address inside our pointer variable.
And check out the output. This is so cool. When we print x, we get what we expect, 25. But when we print ptr, we don't get 25. We get this weird-looking hexadecimal number. That is the actual memory address where x lives. The pointer did its job perfectly. It captured the location.
So you might be asking, okay, why are we going through all this trouble with addresses? What is the killer app for pointers? Well, it all comes down to one word, flexibility. Specifically, managing memory while your program is up and running.
To really get this, you got to picture a program's memory. It's basically split into two main areas. You've got the stack, which is super fast and automatic, but it's small and kind of rigid. And then you have the heap. Think of the heap as a massive, wide-open pool of memory you can draw from. Pointers are the keys that unlock the heap.
And this brings us to dynamic memory allocation. This is a game changer. It's the ability to ask the operating system, hey, can I have a chunk of memory from the heap while your program is running? This is absolutely crucial. Think about loading a huge file when you don't know its size in advance, or creating enemies in a video game. You can't know how much memory you'll need when you write the code. Pointers and the new keyword are what make this kind of on-the-fly memory management possible. Now, using dynamic memory means you have to follow a very strict four-step cycle. First, you declare a pointer. Second, you use new to ask for memory from the heap. The system gives you back an address, and you store it. Third, you use that memory to do whatever you need to do. And fourth, and this is the part people forget, when you're finished, you must release that memory back to the system using delete. It's like borrowing a library book, you have to return it.
That last step, the delete step, well,
that brings us to the dark side of pointers. Because when you're managing memory yourself, you're also responsible for all the things that can go wrong.
And trust me on this, every single person who has ever written C++ code has made a pointer mistake. It's basically a rite of passage. So the goal isn't to be perfect, it's to understand the common traps so you can spot them and fix them fast. Okay, meet villain number 1, the dangling pointer. This is what happens when you delete the memory that a pointer is pointing to, but you forget to do anything with the pointer itself. The pointer is now dangling. It's pointing to a garbage location that you no longer own. Trying to use it is a recipe for disaster. It could corrupt your data, crash your program. It's totally unpredictable.
And villain number 2 is the exact opposite, the memory leak. This happens when you call new to get some memory from the heap, but you forget to ever call delete. Your program is now hogging that memory and has no way to give it back. If you do this over and over in a long-running program, you can slowly consume all of your computer's memory and bring the whole system to a crawl.
The good news is, the solutions to these problems are actually pretty simple. To beat dangling pointers, just build a habit. Right after you type delete PTR, your very next line should be PTR equals null. That makes the pointer harmless. And to prevent memory leaks, just remember the golden rule. For every single new in your code, there must be a matching delete. It's a promise you have to keep. So that kind of brings us back to where we started. Pointers give you this incredibly raw, low-level power over memory. They make amazing performance and flexibility possible, but they also put all the responsibility for safety right on your shoulders. So are they the ultimate tool or just a disaster waiting to happen? Well, the truth is, they're both. The key is to understand them, to respect the power they give you, and to use them wisely.